a bit more, I guess, provocative here in my statements than I would usually be maybe early in the morning. Operational excellence. This one is a model I developed specifically sort of Bavarian Nordic, which is going into the first steps of operational excellence. And it's so funny. This morning when I saw the Bayern model, I said, geez, man, could have worked for Bayer. This looks so similar. I didn't know that model before. And once again, you know, how the model looks in the end. We saw different models from different speeches. Slice and dice it however you want it. It's going to be the same thing. But how you tell the story, that's the difference, I would say. Not just the story as a story, but also how do you slice those pieces, right? People engagement is the fundamental part, and having a people-centric approach, and we will go into that and double-click what that even means. That's really the most important thing. If you don't do that, everything else will fall apart. You can do business alignment, strategy deployment, horizontally, vertically, all great, but all those pillars will fall apart. So the enablers really need to be in place, and we'll go there a bit deeper. What does that mean, right? What you can do individually, even in your conversation with folks around you, and we will train that a little bit today to even apply some of those principles. And then the rest is the driving factors, right? Capability building. Once people have the capability, let them do problem solving, let them experience the stuff, learn, build their muscles, not simply by just having the theory, but doing it on the ground. And you're all OE professionals, so you know how that has been done. Other areas may be doing that a bit less, right? Learning by doing as such. And then we talk a lot about standards, right? I have heard that a few times. And standards, so who of you still uses SOP? Who of you has the definition for SOP as stacks of paper? Stacks of paper, right? The regulated industry such as pharma, I mean, horrible. Literally horrible. There is stacks of paper, and that's hard to digest, that's hard to comprehend, that's hard to remember. So what I always try to do, the old principles in lean, right? There's some experienced guys here like Chris from the early days automotive, still the same thing. How do we build in quality into the process instead of having a prescriptive word describing you what you're supposed to do? Right? How do you build it into the process? That's not always possible, but I haven't heard that much in the conversations, right? Building quality into the process, they don't even need the damn procedure anymore, right? That the system doesn't allow you to do it wrong. We talk about augmented reality. We've tried that in the previous company and not in this one. Great, augmented reality. Everything is already in your field of vision, what you're supposed to do. What happened? Those poor people ran against some whatever extension on the wall, hit their head, and everything was put to zero again, right? So no, let's not do this. This is not very good, right? The peripheral vision is limited, and then you need to work on that stuff again. But this is the future, I would say, you know, augment stuff into the field of vision when you're doing it, that is prevented at the source when you're actually doing it. Building quality as Toyota tried to do it 50 years ago, right? And then in the end, you know, we sliced and diced it also differently in the presentation, but in the end, the same time, there's 5 things, values of the same 5 things. You as a customer order something online, what do you expect? You expect the same 5 things. You want to have the right cost, the right delivery time, you want to have it safe, right? You want to have it in the right quality, and you want to have the people dimension, the more subjective one, which I will talk a bit more in a later slide. And all around it, like Bayer has done it beautifully as well, continuous improvement as a mindset, right? You get up every morning, and I can promise you, every one of you individually, if you go and brush your teeth this evening and ask yourself, have I been in one particular area better than I was yesterday? Magic things will happen to you as an individual, and the same is true for an organization, right? The more we can instill exactly that mindset, we do a little bit better today than we were yesterday, then, you know, it incrementally really makes a difference. Huh? And this is all nice and